Hear me right now? Oh, have I been muted this whole time? Hear me right now? Oh, have I been muted this whole time? Hear me right now? Oh, have I been muted? Uh-oh. Not really sure what's happening right now. Seems like I may have just been muted for the last minute or so, or maybe longer, myself casting. Yvonne is still trying to work out some technical difficulties that we've been having here on the stream. But all of... Oh, okay. All right. So as we continue here, looks like blue side is starting to build a lot of little advantages for them. GM Tony, that Malphite, able to build a solid advantage against this Scion. Even though it seems this wave management has been a little iffy and he's down some CS even with those 2 kills. Looks like bot side is still doing well as the blue side actually swaps their bot lane to mid lane here after they got that tower, looking to let the Lux kind of farm up and now try to put pressure onto that Ahri. The ult coming in from the Ashe Mumu flash Q as Leona ult comes on top and the Mumu ult. Not really much the Lux can do there except flash that initial Ashe ult. As the Lux goes down and Mumu's dropping the Rift Herald, looks like a tower will go over to the red side, try and even up that CS differential there. The Rift Herald going to leap down a little bit too early, but that should be all good as they get the tower. Kayn coming in, the Malphite ult comes over on top. Sion fails the flash over the wall. Looks like he will go down to Kayn ult. Red side still just slowly finishing up this tower as they look to fight. Syndra coming in. Syndra ult onto the Mumu. Mumu goes down. Syndra goes down as well, however, to Leona and the Ahri. Ahri taking tower as they look to finish off this set. Heal comes across to heal the Leona. And Ahri able to ult out. A very nice dive comes across the red side. As it ends up being a 2-for-2 with the 1 kill going up for the top lane and the 2-for-1 on the bot side. Looks like Kayn and Malphite are the 2 strong points for the blue team here. Which actually turns out very well for them, as not much the red side can really do into a Kayn or a Malphite, even with all their engage. And looking to kind of just stack that Lux and the Syndra, as the engage will continue to come across from red side onto them. Sion ult coming over top lane, not really sure if he's able to protect this. Looks like he will be able to as blue side backs off. Kayn looking for a little bit of trade here. The Sion kind of just stands under his tower. And everyone kind of resets here. Looks like the gold is just about even with a 1 dragon advantage over to the blue side. Okay, yep, will do. Let's swap over now. Click this one. And Yvonne, feel free to jump in whenever. Looks like both teams are going to kind of prep around Dragon here as it is up. Blue side clearing out some vision very nicely. And red side looking a little deficient on their pink wards as they only have 1 on their support. Blue side just having put some of theirs down. Looks like they're going to go onto Jeff. Ahri hits the charm after the ult. And the stun comes through from the Sion, but red side does not continue through and kill the Syndra. Ashe ult comes through. Will it hit? Looks like it whiffs. And Syndra's able to get a clean back off, but blue side then has to give a priority of Dragon here. Looks like red side is looking to force it down as Malphite is top lane now, even though he does have PvP. Blue side looks like they're just going to give this up as they're grouping on the bottom half of drag pit. Looks like Lux Q and ult comes through, and Kayn looks for it as well, but unable to get that dragon over. The dragons are now even as Infernal Drake takes over the rift, and the Malphite able to get an advantage top lane as he pushes a couple waves through and is able to get that tower. So overall, a pretty even trade across the board, as it looks like our gold is just barely leaning over to the blue side, mainly onto that Malphite and that Kayn. And we probably will be looking for another fight around the next dragon. The 2 teams could look to fight over that next Rift Herald, that second Rift Herald, but probably unadvisable as that second Rift Herald does not really mean much, especially after turret plates have fallen. Both teams going back to pretty standard lane assignments here, as Lux looks to just clear out bot side. Blue team's roofing around that Rift Herald to get it. And red team kind of ARAMing at mid for no reason right now, as they lose some waves top lane, and will lose some waves bot lane as well. Looks like both the Ashe and the Ahri really wanting that mid lane farm as Siren looks to try and take away the scuttle, is able to get it with the 1Q. And Sion looking to ult down the Malphite. Malphite might be caught out here, could just look to ult over the wall. He does get hit by that Q knockup, and the Ahri charm comes through. He's able to ult over, though, just barely, as Ashe ult comes in, and Ahri should be able to get this down with the auto and ult. Red team getting out pretty nicely here. Very good, pretty good CC coming through. Messed up their CC chain a little bit as the Malphite was able to ult away. But for their little fight there, red side should be able to get the blue buff. Looks like they actually will back out of that. As blue side comes back over and they don't have their key ultimates to fight around. Looks like
exciting play-by-play. What's going on?
And I'm missing my color caster here, so I'm just lots of play-by-play. You know, how's it going?
Also going well. I hear you wanted some screaming in the background as you solo casted. So I'll be here. Okay.
Perfect. So now I have Ariel subbing in, as Siobhan has something else to go do. Maybe a little bit of homework, as we all have classes tomorrow. Very sad. Very sad indeed.
Well, she can't like... on the rift, so she's inting our casting instead.
Looks like blue side grouping around that tower, unable to push it down. Red side seemingly backing out here. Ariel, what do you think of this game so far? What are your thoughts?
Well, given that I've watched roughly 10 seconds of it now, honestly, no thoughts. But no thoughts. But I'm really scared of Min's Ahri. And the Moo has been broken for a hot sec. So just based off that, I'm really optimistic about Team Vitamin C.
Yep. Min's Ahri is looking pretty scary over there, having the highest CS in the game and including that Leandre's. Should be really helpful, especially into the Malphite set and kind of just kiting back from them. I'd really like to see a Rylai's Crystal come through for that Ahri. I think those slows could be really effective at just kiting, especially with all the other CC and slows that the red team has. But we shall see as we continue into this game. What do you think the next big fight is going to be around, Ariel?
I can't see the timers, but I assume Dragon. I assume Dragon. Also, like looking at the comp on Team How You Like That, I just realized it's a Syndra APC. Am I dumb? Or does that just mean Vitamin C can just build hella magic resist?
No, yeah, that's a Syndra is the ADC over on blue side.
Oh.
However, I think as a Luck Button comes through, and the ult, Amumu hitting the Q, her ult coming across as the Ahri continues to kite away with her ult. The Malphite able to lock it down, set ult into Leona, but still goes down to the Ashe and Leona as the CC continues to come through, and the slows from the Ashe really doing a lot of work keeping the Malphite in there. Syndra coming through on the bot side, forcing the Ashe to flash out as Ashe comes back to heal. And Amumu goes back in onto the Syndra, it's a very nice stun. It looks like Syndra will go down to the flash shield burst from the Sion. As Kayn continues to go in onto the Ashe, Leona is able to get this 1v2 across as they no longer have their kind of key abilities and key summoner spells to win that one. Looking like Sion is going to try to fight down these two, but he's just auto-attacking the Kayn as Lux is putting in some free damage onto him. Looking like blue side able to win out on that trade, even with the early picks coming over for red side.
Yeah.
So what do you think blue side is able to transition? Do you think blue side will be able to transition that advantage, that teamfight advantage there, into anything here?
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, wow, that was so good on blue, and then red got screwed. But it looks like they're going straight into the Infernal Dragon, so the timing was really good on that fight.
Really go for it. Yep.
Really good pick from Lux in the beginning. Like the Q bind and then all onto Ahri was actually gross.
Yeah. Definitely that lack of vision hurting the red side there as they will get caught up by that. Looks like Suffix will go down again as he tries to make a hero play in here. Simon trying to just walk out, not gonna do it for him. Blue side taking on 2 members of red side here and looking like they might look for Baron. Actually, it seems they will not. It seems that they will look to kind of steal the farm both in jungle camps and the lanes, and push those in to get that gold and XP advantage. I think you're definitely right, though. That looked like it could have been really good for blue with the Lux Q ult. And then also looked like it could have been really good for red as their CC and key ultimates came through onto the blue members. I'm going to pause that for a moment as Amumu hits a nice bandage toss, and the Ashe ult comes through, but Malphite able to ult out of that, the classic. Really, though, playing around these key CC and key ultimate cooldowns, as red side kind of burned everything pretty early in that last fight, and then blue side was able to come in and kind of clean up as the Syndra came up from bot lane and came down from the jungle.
Yeah. Team How You Like That really looks like the strongest team this tournament. Can I just say hashtag not balanced? But really great play overall. I think if the Ashe ult hit onto Lux in that last team fight, I think it could have been a different story, but a really good dodge from Bitnari there.
Yeah, Bitnari really put in a lot of work in that last team fight with the shields and the zone control from her E and her Q. Really did a lot to kind of dissuade red side from being able to just run through them. As we continue forward here in this game, it looks like blue side has a pretty solid advantage as they have a 3k gold lead and one dragon up. What do you think red side can kind of do to get back in this game?
Honestly, I feel like it should be feed Ashe. Probably feed Ashe. Or feeding Ari is also okay. Because I think they can just burst down. They burst down Lux and Syndra.
Yep.
Blue side doesn't have as much to work with, but then again, oh, a nice Ashe ult.
Ashe ult coming in off the Lux. Looks like Ari
Leona ult.
Leona, very nice layer of the CC there, getting down that Lux who was kind of caught out randomly forward there. The red side pushes through them.
That's really unfortunate.
Yep. Yeah. They were looking to posture around the Baron and kind of force a fight around there, but red side able to use their ultimates and kind of get a very nice pick out there without blue side being able to respond too well.
Yeah. Dang, that was a really spicy engage.
Yeah. A very good Ashe ult, very heads up play from the Ashe to realize that that was something that they could go for there.
Also, really quick follow up from the team, the Leona ult onto 2, I think, and also Min ulting in.
Yeah, and even with Spectation trying to block that Ari charm, he ended up just going down instead and not being able to get any sort of protection for the Lux out of that. But, and as well, that last fight, the Kayn and Malphite really unable to join the fight or do anything in there. And I think those are the two kind of key players for that red side, as they are the ones that are able to kind of avoid or get through all of the CC from red side.
Yeah, Kayn definitely is one of blue side's most fed players. Also, after playing in houses against them yesterday, they are a terror.
Yeah,
so.
Certainly. So as we have a Ashe ult coming through, just barely missing onto the Syndra there. Good try.
Like Ashe is also just ulting on cooldown, kind of how what Lux is trying to do. Oh, a banish toss onto Malphite.
Banish toss probably won't result in anything. Yep.
Yeah.
So as we have a little bit of a lull here as we wait for the next Dragon Spawn. Actually, looks like blue side's going to look for this Baron as they clear a pink ward.
Yeah.
We'll pause that for a moment as red side looks to kind of come over, maybe. Red side kind of dilly-dallying in the mid lane there.
It almost looks like they're going to give it. Or I guess they'll go really slowly.
Yeah. Looks like they didn't believe Ashe hotshot coming through. They go over to clear some of the wards. Sion ult comes through, misses. He's kind of deep into the team now, but he's a nice big pink. Set ult comes down, very nice. Luxio, Mumu looking like they're trying to kite this out, but really not able to do much as the Ashe is down already. Syndra able to flash onto the Ahri on the backline and take her down. And blue side coming out ahead in this.
That was a really good bait from blue side to start Baron, so then the red team would go in. And then the Lux queued, I think, 2 people every time. So the first queue into the ult was actually disgusting, and that really helped with everything else that came in.
Yep. And looks like blue side will now claim the 3rd Drake going on to Soul Point here as their prize for that last team fight there. Very well done by them, you're right. Kind of tricking red side into a pocket of No vision for them. And then the Scion, I think, overstepping as he ulted and didn't cancel his ult as he reached the enemy, but instead going a little bit past them and then kind of being caught out there.
Okay, Alex, as the local higher elo player, which team would you say like scales better? Or like is it like does Red Side have a chance or are they kind of doomed?
I definitely think that if this game gets to the 30, 40, 50-minute mark, I think it definitely will be very even and maybe even leaning towards red side as they have so much CC and so much pick potential and so much team fight. And anything onto that Lux or Syndra should be instant deaths for them without much playmaking ability coming out of them there. Looks like Ashwell coming down, gonna go straight through the fence post. Cyanol coming down as well as he it's a little bit locked up by the set, but kind of just walks out here. Malphite TP coming through, ulting onto the Ahri as they kind of try to kite back here. Lux ult hitting 4 members there, taking down the Ahri. As it looks like Red Side's going to try to continue cutting back and Blue Side piling in on top of them. Kane ult comes through, lots of very low health red members as Kane goes through. Is able to just wreak havoc on the backline as the Lux is putting down just constant damage and constant shields.
This Lux is insane. You know, Caleb's Lux will be banned after this game. I'm not quite
Certainly
sure
it should be.
why it wasn't banned already. But I think at the end of that fight, when Set lived for so long, I think that really helped with like taking out the last 2 red members.
Yeah, certainly. That Haymaker really coming in very clutch. And I'm sure Turbo Chem Tank as well doing a lot of work there as that slow comes down onto multiple members of Red Side as they were grouped up very tightly. But that 4-man Lux ult, that was just very nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of bad of Red Side to group up that much to let that come through. But it happened, and Blue Side will claim Baron for it. As the next Infernal Drake should be spawning in the next couple minutes here. And that could seal the deal on this game.
Yeah. I also think it's really unfortunate, like what you mentioned about the 4-man Lux ult, is I think the Ahri flashed in a straight line and still got ulted.
Happens. It happens to the best of us. Even
Yeah.
to
Sorry,
Min,
Min.
the resident master player here. Is he Grandmaster? I'm not sure.
Grandmaster, I think.
Grandmaster. Happens. Oof.
Was probably my
Mental boom coming through.
influence from last night. What can I say? But yeah,
Min
running in.
Set running in gets a nice pullback and forces the Ahri ult out. That's actually very big as Ahri will no longer really be able to get access to the backline. Mumu with a nice bandage toss to get out. Malphite is still chasing down, however. Mumu taking that blast cone out of there, though.
Malphite really saying that's not your jungle anymore, Mumu.
Really asserting his dominance over them there as he goes back to bot lane to try and push in that wave. To get that other tower as the rest of his team sieges mid here. As we continue, I think this next dragon fight will really be the key determining factor on if this game will continue to a point that Red Side is able to claw back up. What do you think Red Side should be looking for in this team fight?
Maybe like a pick? If they get off Lux, I think it'll be a lot easier for them to deal with the team fight. So they get like another really good like Ashe all into everything. I think it'd be really good for them. But honestly, it feels a little bit doomed. I don't want to cast a curse how you like that, but I wouldn't mind as well.
We're bringing the caster curse down. It does feel a little bit doomed for Red Side. Maybe if we see a stroke of brilliance with the Ashe ult, but the Syndra just tanking it up with her Banshees there. I'm gonna walk out happy as a happy camper there. The good purchase from the Syndra there. It stops a lot of that playmaking potential coming out of the Ashe and from the pick side from red team there.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. I think it'll be a red side will need a stroke of brilliance with a like 5-mana Mumu ult into a Leona ult into Ashe and Ahri able to just lay down damage, but looking a little bit too.
Bring a Mumu ult though.
Yep, this Mumu flashes and gets the ult off. Leona ult comes down on top, but the blue members that were able to get out of that just crushing through red side here, looking like this game's a little bit over.
Yeah.
As Syndra cleans up with the final Q onto the Leona. The Scion passive, trying to auto some people down, not going to do much here. As Ahri looks to charm the set actually, but she had used her Q earlier. Kind of
Yeah.
inking by suffix there, as Shen does amplify the Q damage and assures Q damage coming through, but
I
not
think
really
this
going to matter here.
I think the only strategy is to type in all chat, you should dive me at fountain. And then
Exactly.
go from there.
Our Grandmaster player not knowing what to do here. As Blue side comes through, is able to transition their early advantages into some really good picks, really good Lux ults late. And Blue side able to hold out on this one and get the win.
Yeah, really incredible play by How You Like That. Explains why they're undefeated, I think, so far.
Certainly, yep.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Shout out to Alex for carrying this cast, and
Shout out to Ariel for joining me halfway through. Thank you for
but yeah, stay tuned for other games coming up.
that.